So at this time, I'm going to talk about the consequences of a restraining order. By the way, that is a permanent restraining order. By the way, if you haven't seen the other videos where I talked about the three different types of domestic violence cases, how to get a temporary restraining order, TRO, and how we handle a restraining order trial, how we resolve it, or via civil restraint, I advise you to go watch those other videos for a broader understanding on this topic. So, in the event, God forbid, in the event that one ends up with a restraining order in your name, the consequences are very serious. Remember, this is after you've gone through the TRO, had a trial, and God forbid, this happens. The consequences are very serious because what that communicates, first of all, it's your name and gets it's entered into your name in the system, so anyone can, when they do a background check, it comes up, right? It shows up in the name in someone's name all the time, and what that indicates is that in this society, right, someone came forward and basically said to the judge in a court, this person is a danger to me. The judge heard all the narrative, heard all the evidence, looked at the evidence, and determined that they were correct, and decided to issue an order telling the person to stay away from the victim. So it's basically a security risk, right? It's nationwide, so everywhere you go, they can pull it up once they search the person's name. What it communicates is that this person is a security risk. This can be very problematic with employers. If there's a background check and it comes up, an employer may not want to hire someone who has that in the system. Because God forbid you're working and then you misbehave, you are a potential liability. People who may want to sue the company because of your actions may say that this person has a restraining order in their name, and you still hire them, right? So employers will have to think twice about hiring someone who has a restraining order in their record. It can stop you from having licenses, not a driver's license, but if you want to go into a profession or a trade, if you want to practice law, if you want to practice medicine, if you want to practice pharmacy, right? Any profession, even if you want to sell insurance, if you want to sell real estate, if you want to be a plumber, if you want to be a nurse, any of these professions that require licensing all have boards. And the board would review the application, including a background check. And it doesn't speak well to the character of a person that they have in their background check a security risk, which is the restraining order or the permanent restraining order, right? Because temporary restraining orders don't show up on background checks. Only the permanent ones do. And so, oftentimes, the Board of Nursing, the Board of Medicine, these different boards, they would review the application, and if there is a restraining order in your name in the background check, they can deny it. So it can very well affect your future aspirations. The third reason why this can be very problematic is you would not be able to own weapons. You cannot have a firearm. You basically you lose your right to have a firearm if someone says that you are a security threat by securing a restraining order against you, right? At least in the state of New Jersey, that's how it works. And so these are the reasons why a restraining order matter must be taken very seriously, right? Right. I strongly advise and never try to handle a restraining order without a lawyer, right? And of course, I would advise you to contact us at our much law. So it's very serious business. I mean, there are cases where people have had a restraining order in their name, and they try to get it removed. It's very difficult, right? Because how is a judge to be sure that you are no longer a threat to the person who says that they're a threat? I've seen cases where the judge required the individual that was looking to vacate the restraining order. The judge required them to go and secure a statement or a testimony from the victim, communicating to the judge that this person, that they no longer feel like that this person is a danger to them. I've seen cases where the judge went that far, right? And so it's a very serious stuff. Your best bet is to avoid it from happening to you in the first place, because once a restraining order is in your name, it's very difficult to remove, and it has all these consequences that I've mentioned earlier in this video. Hello, this is Attorney Ade Omojola from Omojola Law, located right here in Jersey City, New Jersey. I have been practicing for over 14 years. I cover the areas of litigation, domestic violence, restraining orders, DUIs, driving under the influence, and also immigration. You can search Omojola Law into your favorite search engine. Just enter OMOJOLA space LAW, and it'll pull up our website, locations, and other information by which you can contact us. Again, this is Attorney Ade Omojola from Omojola Law, and I am looking forward to solving your legal problem.